Hey guys, it's Food Friday. Welcome to Friday. It's Friday all day. Hope your week's going good. So the last two episodes, we're on episode 3 today. We talked a little bit about nutrition, what basic good nutrition should look like. We talked about energy balance. We talked about looking at food and calories a little more in terms of energy and how much do I need. One of the problems we have is that most of us aren't really a good judge of how much food's on the plate. Am I getting too much energy or too much calories or too little? And believe it or not, a lot of us trainers have that struggle as well. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down, whether it's with myself or some of my other colleagues here, and we're looking at, hey, I've got a competition, it's 3 months out, I feel like I'm doing really good on my diet. Let's sit down and look at it, and we realize like, hey, you're not even eating close to the amount of food that we need to get you there. So one of the ways that we start to look at what we're eating is something called a macro. Thank you, person that asked the question last week on our little commentary. You're gonna see it below here. Please send us your questions and comments. What is a macro? I think the question was. So rather than looking at said burger on my plate in front of me and saying, hey, that burger's 500 calories. One of the things that we are able to do is break that down a little bit further. And we look at it as a macro calorie. What is a macro? Macro is short for a macronutrient. You have carbohydrates, you have fats, and you have proteins. So when I'm looking at that burger on the plate, rather than just thinking 500 calories, we can go a little further and say, well, 500 calories of what? I'm gonna have meat on that burger, probably have some proteins, bread, so I'm gonna get carbohydrates, cheese, so I'll get some fats. Kind of generalizing, but it allows us to dive a little bit deeper. Now, why would you need to do that? Why would you need to do all this math surrounding this burger? Macros are really a little more of a goal-oriented tool, if you think of it that way. So we've got more of an outcome-based nutrition. So maybe you are a long distance runner or a high endurance event, and you may benefit from eating more carbohydrates in your diet. You're gonna up those glycogen stores. You're gonna recover a little better. You're gonna have a little more in reserve. So maybe looking at the macros of your diet for the next 3 months before your competition, what have you, you're really gonna try and cater towards your needs. Again, we go back to energy balance. Maybe you're gym side and you're trying to build up your physique. Maybe you have a competition there coming up as well, bodybuilding, and you'll benefit a little bit more from added protein in your diet. You're gonna get that protein synthesis going. Again, recovery is better. So we're looking at why would I use a macro? Why would I even dive in that deep and go down the rabbit hole? It's more of an outcome-based way of looking at your food. So it works for short-term goals. So again, maybe you're brand new to eating, or at least eating with some thought into it, and maybe you come to the gym, your trainer gives you your assignment, you're gonna go out this week and you're gonna measure every single thing you put in your mouth. We'll come back next week and we'll talk about it. So a bunch of math. So you're learning how to portion size. What does this actual plate of food, what does it mean to me? You may use macros because you have advanced needs. We talked about that. Maybe you have a certain sport, event, some training that you're looking at. So again, it's goal-oriented eating. Or maybe you just like math. You want to sit down to every meal and you're going to do a bunch of math, which most of us don't. Actually, if you take that to the next step, macros are a good way of introducing some food disorders into your life. If you are prone to a little over-analyzing things, you may find that now you are counting every meal. You've now applied moral values to good carbs, bad carbs, good fats, and what have you. So it's a useful tool in our kind of choices of the toolbox for energy and calorie and eating. So we may look at it as I've got calorie counting, I've got macro counting, and I've got hand portion sizing, all tools that we can use to get there. The good thing is most of us, it's less ideal for, most of us aren't comfortable sitting calories forever, counting calories forever. So, you know, we use it to our needs as anything, and we choose what fits best. And I do that with any client. I have some clients that take to counting calories and they love it. They bring it into their daily rituals. A lot of people don't do very well with it. So again, it's a toolbox in the shed. What it really points to is an awareness of what you're eating. And a lot of us don't have that coming in the door. So it's a way of starting to look at your food. And again, we're applying it to what do I need for the day? How is this going to benefit me? Ultimately though, go out this weekend, grab some pizza, some beer, enjoy it. Don't worry about counting those calories. I'll see you guys on Monday. Keep it loud and proud until then.